Computer. Okay. So today we're going to go back to the ever popular, and can you tell I'm doing so I can't do two things at once? We're going to go back to what is chapter 5 in our book, and it was chapter 4 in your Java class. And we're going to deal with loops. Hopefully, you're all on top of loops because you already foresee the future. When we do arrays, you're going to need loops. There's a bunch of things you're going to need loops. So, loops have become important. Um, when I talk about loops, there are three parts. Three parts. I need some sort of initial value. And these are the three parts of the variable that controls the loop. I'm going backwards. The variable that controls the loop. So we have three parts of this. And when we're working with it, we
Am I the only one that froze?
I have a blanket on. Get it? Yes, I think you're the only. Did anybody else freeze?
Yep.
Oh no. We got some yes, some no.
It's telling me my internet connection is unstable, even though I updated the modem and up
Okay.
to a gigabyte, so it's crazy.
Zach said yes. Kaylee said yes. So a couple other people said yes. Hopefully that wasn't from my end. But anyhow, we're talking about the three parts of the loop control variable. The thing, I don't know if I want to say parts, the three phases of the loop control variable that run the loop. But these three things you see every time. And that is I need to give it an initial or starting value. And then I need to figure out a way to do the increment. And I need to be able to have some sort of check that helps me get out of that loop. Okay. And we had three loops. We had a while loop, we had a do while loop, and then we had the ever popular for loop. This one we ended up using about 90% of the time, if you remember that. This one might be about 8% of the time. This one about 2% of the time. Which one is the bestest one ever? Right here. That's the only one you need. Everything can be done with a while loop. And if you remember, this runs 0 or more times. But for our uses, this one becomes popular. And all three of these are involved with each of these loops. Okay. And there's going to be some new types of loop, new way to do a for loop, and some things. So we're going to see different alterations to these of doing some looping things. But this is what we got going on. This do while, we don't use it much, but this is great because it runs at least one time, could run more. And this guy is good for menu programs. If I'm going to I want to display the whole menu and then I can keep going or not. This is great for run again because it's at the end after it goes through one time. You say, oh, would you like to run again? So it has its advantages. And this one, when we know the number of iterations, I want to run this loop 41 times. Okay. Chapter 5, piece of cake. I need you to keep programming in C++. I need you to keep learning things in C++. So today I'm going to put you in groups and I'm going to have you do two programs. And some of you will do what I asked you to do backwards. Ba, 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 ba. But at the end of the day, you should be pretty good with everything in chapter 5. So the first program we're going to write, and you're going to write, is called Pennies for pay. Okay. All right. So first thing I need to know is what's this look like? What's I need some test data. What's the program do? Well, this is that program that asks, what is your pay? And you're going to say something like 2 cents.
Professor,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kind of confused. I've done this.
Well,
Am I ahead in that or am I
we
lost?
my class did this in 121. We're doing it in C, but we're doing it a little more in depth. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I think I just handed in.
For C plus plus,
Yeah.
everybody else handed in. Mar says no.
That's why I'm asking, am I lost?
No.
It was code 5
Let me
is
go
where I
look.
handed it in at.
Okay, so there may have been a code listing similar. Is that what you're referring to? But you didn't turn in an actual program. No.
I turned it, it compiled and ran.
Well, then I want to be in your group. So what
But
you're going to
I got it out of chapter 5 in the book.
hey, hey, let's see what we got. But I
I'm
would want to
sorry.
be in Lisa's group. So the first thing we're going to do is what is the pay? Okay. And on the first day, it's going to be 2%, 2 cents. Okay. Then we're going to have, so this is a starting pay. Then we're going to have a multiplier. You're going to ask the user, what's the multiplier? And they may say 3. So on day one, you're going to get paid 2 cents. And there's going to be a total of 2 cents. That's what you've earned. Day two, well, this is day one. Day two, you're going to have a multiplier of 3. You're going to get 6 cents you're earning on day two. And now your total is going to be 8 cents. Well, like this guy's going to grow really fast. So let's decide this. Let's make it dollars. 0.02, 0.06, 0.02, 0.08. So as I'm creating this program, you see how I just went from integers to dollars because it's probably going to make a little more sense. If it's day three, I'm going to triple it again. I get paid 18 cents, and this is a total of 26 cents you made after 3 days. And it's going to keep going. Day four, that triples to 54 cents, and the total is now 80 cents. So you're going to write a program and you're going to ask the user input starting pay. You're going to ask the user for the multiplier. And you're going to ask the user for how many days this should run. But I even have a little test data here for you. If the first pay is 2 cents and the multiplier is 3 and it runs for 4 days, I input 2 cents. The multiplier is 3, 4 days. I have some test data. My answer should come out at 80 cents. All right. So this is step one. This is a for loop. Step one. Next, once this works, I want you and this. So this is me trying to get you to do this and get it up and running. Then add something else and getting up and running. Get it done in pieces and try instead of starting at line one and going down through to line 100. Break it up. Bless you. The next thing I want you to do is I want input validation. The input validation I want is for days, has to be anywhere from 1 to 100. How are we going to do input validation? We're going to use a while loop. First one is a for loop. Once that's done, you're going to use a while loop to go back up to the input and throw in to make sure the number of days is greater than 1 or less than 101. There's your for loop. There's your while loop. Step 3, I want you to do a run again option. Guess what kind of loop we're going to use for a run again option? All of this is in the book. Examples of it are in the book. But I want you to do it in this order. Start to get into this order. Get this working. Got test data. Get this working. That's going to go back up in the beginning and work with this. Get this working. This is going to wrap around everything. Second thing, program number 2. Program number 2. I want you to roll dice. This is called a simulation. I want you to roll a die 6,000 times. For a loop that runs from 1 to 6,000. I want you to count number of ones, number of twos, number of threes. You got the idea? How many fours, how many fives, and how many sixes? What number should this approximately be? If I roll 6,000 times, how many ones do you think there's going to be? Is that
1,000.
Yeah, this better be really close to 1,000. In fact, all of them better be really close to 1,000. Ah, wait a minute. How do you roll dice? We use a random number generator. If I remember back to 121, there were 2 pieces I had to put in. 2 numbers. What's the first number going to be? The first one's going to be how many numbers? How many numbers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second number. Oh, wait a minute. If I do random 6, what numbers is that giving me? Come on. Come on.
0 through 6.
It's going to give me 0 to 5.
Oh.
0 to 5. So I'm going to do a plus 1 to get me to that starting value. That way it changes these to become 1 to 6. Okay. How many numbers? What's my shift? Where am I starting? Let's practice that again. I want the numbers 11 to 20. What would it be random? Give me this number. Use your fingers and your toes.
Be 9.
10.
It would be 10. It would be 10. Okay. Shifted how far over?
You would add 11 to it.
Correct. Correct and correct. This is going to give me 10 numbers starting at 11. I went 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, it's definitely 10 numbers. I had to count them on my fingers. And that's all in chapter 5. Now work on one program at a time. Do the first one, then do the second one. Till you're done, you'll be C++ experts in looping. Anybody need to take a screenshot or a picture with their camera or something so they know what the assignment is? Does anybody need to take a screenshot or a picture to know what's going to happen on this one? I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take a screenshot of program 2. I'm saving the first one.
You got the second one?
Not yet.
Okay.